Jan Ozer here. I'm standing on the show floor with Andy Beach from Alchemy Creations, ex-Microsoft, and we're going to be talking about a streaming media conference that's going to be held in Santa Monica in October. So Andy, you're conference chair. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, why don't you tell us what you left Microsoft, you served a long term. What did you do at Microsoft and what are you doing now?
Yeah. So I was CTO for media and entertainment at Microsoft. I looked after the technology strategy that they really had that was there. And there's so much going on and it's changing so rapidly that I felt a strong desire to get back to startup roots that I had 12 years ago before I was there. And honestly, I feel like shows like this are so important to that because streaming media is where I learned a lot of the pieces that informed my education in this space. And so I was super excited when they reached out and asked if I'd be interested in chairing the program since I was effectively a consultant and freelancing now.
Okay, so we're here on the NAB show floor. There's NAB, there's MUX, there's Mile High. What's going to be different about your show that's going to attract unique speakers and attract unique audiences for those speakers?
Well, so it's been the venue changes year to year. Last year was in New York. This is the first time it's been back in the LA and Southern California area in quite a while. And really, for me, I wanted that to be reflected in what was shown there. So we have 3 different tracks. We've got the technology, obviously, that's underpinning the streaming and the production and the pieces that are going into that. That, to me, is the classic streaming media customer and attendee. But we've seen a lot around the business side and how do we monetize this, because monetization is changing so rapidly that you need a forum to go learn and to understand what are the implications, what are the new ideas that are being talked about, and of course everybody wants to know how AI is being used for it. But I think an area that maybe has had less look in years past, and I thought LA was a great place to put this, is the content creators themselves. The creator economy is huge. There are more and more people that are self-publishing, and they want as much information about this as the production companies and the platform companies and the ISVs in that space. And they need a moment to connect with the right trends in the industry and potentially even have themselves be discovered by one of the platforms that are also there talking about it.
Okay, so give me an example of the type of session you're thinking about that you can't get at NAB or any of the other shows that I mentioned.
Yeah, so I think in that monetization track, there's a lot of different areas that we're already looking at around how is the shoppable moment around streaming media changing? In other words, not just advertising, but how do I actually make some sort of interactive experience that allows you to continue watching the show and either through your own device or the same device you're streaming on, have a way to immediately connect with either something that's referenced in the show or, again, sort of going back to Friends, the Rachel sweater conundrum that everybody always wanted to be able to immediately buy that. That technology is there, and there are people that are implementing it, and it's less that the studios are doing it, it's the retail consumer goods companies themselves that are using the technology to make their own new advertising moments inside of these properties. And so there'll be a lot going on within there. I think on the technology side, we've heard a lot about AI for the past 2 to 3 years. We're now wanting to really see how are people actually implementing AI and how is it leading to something? Is it leading to new business? Is it leading to a new experience? Or is it a cost savings that's going through? And if it is a cost savings, what is the real cost savings? Not what is the hyperbole that's behind it. So I think those 2 sessions start to look like that. And then I sort of have 2 different paths with the creators. I want creators themselves to have panels where they're talking about the growing pains and the productions and the things they've learned as they're really going through this. But then I want the consumer brands that are connecting to the creators to also talk about, for the creators, what it is they're actually looking for. In other words, they might think that it's a certain thing, but they might have it very wrong. And so let them hear directly from the platforms, the Rokus and the Samsungs that are helping put these together, but also the Fremantles, the publishers of the content, and then the advertisers that are heavily steeped in that world as well, because there might become a connection and it might change the way they think about the kind of content they're producing in order to make themselves more monetizable.
Okay. Wow, that's a pretty audacious show. I mean, you're looking at everybody from the brands who are spending the money to the creators who are trying to get their share.
All of those are the conversations we're having, and I felt like it was, rather than just diving in on the technology or just really paying attention to the monetization, having a little bit of each, because particularly as a independents in this space, they have to wear all those hats anyway. So they don't want to go to 3 different shows to see it. They want to have a sampling and an understanding of where the pulse is. And the pulse is changing so quickly that you can't wait for NAB next year to figure out what's going on. You need a check-in in between, and this is exactly what streaming media can be.
Okay. What can you tell us about the forum where it will be held?
So it's a little earlier this year than it's been in years past. It's October 6th through 8th. It's in Santa Monica. It's at the Miramar Fairmont Hotel.
Okay. And when will it hit the website? When can they sign up?
So the information's already posted today. Registration is available. You can start registering and get ready for the show, and you'll see the agenda evolve as we begin packing it out.
When do you start talking to vendors about, or whoever your speakers are going to be? How does that pitch work?
We've been talking to them really since January, but we've been looking to get reactions from what's going on at shows like this, and make sure that we're dialing in the right sets of conversations. So it's already going on. Things will be more locked by May and finalized effectively, and then we'll just start marshaling towards a great show in October.
Okay. Listen, thanks for taking the time, and enjoy the rest of your show at NAB.
Thanks so much. It's great to see you, Jan.